On June 3rd or 4th, depending upon where you live in the world, of course you're going to have to adjust for your time zone, a full moon in Sagittarius will occur at 13 degrees and 19 minutes of Gemini and Sagittarius. At a full moon, we have the sun forming an opposition to the moon. And so, when this happens, we deal with, the certain sign polarities. So, the sign polarities are Aries, Libra, Taurus, Scorpio, Gemini, Sagittarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Aquarius, Leo, and Virgo, Pisces. And so we're dealing with Gemini and Sagittarius here. And so, actually, the time of this full moon is 10:47 p.m. Central Time. That would mean that this full moon is occurring at 11:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you live on those two time zones. So what are full moons about? They mark the point in the lunar cycle when we are coming face to face with what has been building up and what needs to be let go. Because full moons bring new information, new revelations, new emotions, new ideas come to the forefront to be revealed that this is what I'm doing, and this is what I need to let go of in order to move forward. So full moons are endings that pave the way for new beginnings. And then we can sort of marinate and meditate on those new beginnings and then officially set them into motion at the new moon again. Especially full moon lunar eclipses. Those are even more profound and revelatory astrological events. So, full moons really stir up a lot of energy and, just waves of emotion. So, we're dealing with Gemini and Sagittarius. So the themes of Gemini and Sagittarius, well, let's first talk about travel. Gemini is short distance travel. It, rules getting around the neighborhood, getting around your community, the people in your world, the books on your shelf, the information, the library, the cafe in town, the a hike or trail at or nearby the town that you live at. It's very, much about your environment and really going over here and going over there and exploring your environment and really getting enmeshed in your surroundings, really getting educated about your surroundings. And it's a sign that relates to learning and information. And it's about turning on your intellect to learn from all these different sources and read all these different things and communicate and really be receptive to learn that information, and then you're sharing that information. So, it's a really chatty sign. It is about, learning new things, and it also sort of corresponds to the humility in learning new things and just open-minded curiosity. It's sort of it's the first air sign of the zodiac, so therefore it corresponds to the beginner's mind. It's the sort of, a beginner's mindset. Gemini is the child. Look at those bright flowers. Look at that big Picasso painting over here. Oh, look at the birds in the sky. Gemini is just innocent. And Gemini draws up stimulation. And it also needs stimulation, and it finds stimulation in so many different things. And the worst thing for Gemini is to be bored and not have anything to learn or talk about. So Gemini is endlessly learning, endlessly fascinated and curious. Um, and so Sagittarius deals with teaching that information or preaching at worst that information. Gemini, Sagittarius is not about the little details of the information that we're taking in on a day-to-day basis, and it isn't so much about the facts, but it's about the meaning and truths and wisdom. Um, and Deborah Silverman, the astrologer and psychotherapist, breaks down the word wisdom. Part of it is whiz, you're a wizard, you're really smart, you are very knowledgeable, very intelligent. The other part is dumb, that we're all dumb and it is not wise to be a know-it-all and pretend that you know it all, because there's really so much more in this life to learn. And there's so much more steps to climb up on that ladder. So many more places to go. So much more to take in, absorb, and pack in your rucksack on your path in life. Um, because if, we're enough, if we have all this information, then we're good. Then, things can get stuck and stagnant, and we can feel like we're not getting anywhere and, expanding and continuing to grow and have new experiences. And Sagittarius really relates to those experiences that we have that move us forward on a timeline of our trajectory of what we know, broadening our horizons. Um, and so, it is about teaching. Um, It is, deals with higher learning, higher education, philosophy, religion. Those areas are very associated with Sagittarius because it's the sign that deals with your beliefs, your outlook on life. And let's do something to that by taking in new information, new ideas, which is Gemini. So you can see how these two signs overlap. Um, and so, you know, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Um, and, what is our outlook on life? Because our outlook on life affects how we view it. It affects how we feel about it. Is it one of joy? Are we empowering and allowing ourselves and really giving ourselves the permission slip to freely explore what it is that we want to learn and not be tied down, and to, have those new opportunities for really getting to know yourself at a deeper level, and, self-improvement. An astrologer that I was listening to described Sagittarius as a sign of self-improvement. That you're sort of playing around with different things that you can do to better your life, and to continue to grow. So, Gemini, Sagittarius can have an incredible faith and optimism, but if it's just not allowed to freely express itself, and it's not being its free spirited self, then there's a lot of negative symptoms. Could one be lethargy? Could one be depression? Well, those are surefire possibilities. Because Sagittarius needs that freedom to continue to explore and evolve. Um, so, Sagittarius is about that broader lens outlook on your life. And this full moons illuminate things, so it could illuminate your belief systems or your beliefs. Are they limiting? What beliefs are positive for you? What beliefs make you feel uplifted, joyful, um, that you're getting somewhere, that give you a sense of purpose, that are guiding you towards further um, future development, better gains, that are really turning you on, lighting you up, and making you feel really joyfully, very, enjoy about your life? Or are they, negative beliefs that have held you back, or from past conditioning, childhood, if you were taught to believe this, if you were taught to just, blindly go along with this religion or this, way of doing things and way of living, which is the age of Pisces, because there was a centralization element with religions, and you couldn't really be an individual as much as you can now, and go out and do your own thing and go your own way. You really had to just follow the rules and stick to your family in a certain religion, because of that oneness that we're all divinely connected, which is Pisces energy. But then it also has its negatives on the collective front. That's the age of Pisces. And Aquarius is 2 signs away from Sagittarius, and we're moving into the age of Aquarius out of the age of Pisces. And the age of Aquarius is an age of freedom, enlightenment. It's an age where we're allowed to be our quirky, unique, weird self. We're allowed to have our own principles and ideas and go our own way and do our own thing, and truly live the authentic life that we want to live, without any shame or inhibition or, um, you know, without those limitations of that Piscean age that we're moving under. So I thought that I would bring this into this, forecast, as it may, this full moon may be a wonderful opportunity to sit with and meditate and reflect on your beliefs. And what beliefs do you need to purge or release in order to live a better, more joyful life? And find different beliefs, and it really, thoughts, your thoughts create your reality. Your beliefs, create your reality. All those types of things. And you throw in the law of attraction. You can go do research on the law of attraction. Um, yeah. So Sagittarius also deals with that inner knowing, that, trusting yourself, and, your true inner guidance system. And Gemini is the logical mind, the rational mind, because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which is an intellectual planet and an intellectual energy. So, we're sort of dealing with this now. And where would be a good place to go to find that meaning that you want to find? Um, you know, because maybe you feel like your life doesn't mean as much as you would like it to. Maybe you want to have a better outlook on it, as I said before. And what do you need to do? The active steps to get out of a rut, try something new, learn something new, to release and let go, and really, examine and evaluate your beliefs, and what beliefs are serving you, what beliefs are not, and just um, oh, this full moon is an opportunity to let those beliefs just go. So yeah, what do you? So that's just the general themes. Now, getting into the individual aspects of the full moon, we have Mercury conjunct Uranus, and this is going to be exact on June 4th. And so Mercury and Uranus coming to a conjunction. Mercury is the lower mind, the day-to-day, the thought patterns that you have on a regular basis, the information, the books, the contracts, the messages that you're sending through email, through, Facebook Messenger, through, let's just go back to your family and friends. It's a really quick, fast energy, and it is either the sign that the sun is in, the sign that the sun is in, or one sign before or one sign after. So Mercury travels really close to the sun, and it rules Gemini. We are in Gemini season, so yes, that this Mercury is really relevant here. And Uranus spends about 7 to 8 years in the sign. And Uranus does a annual retrograde motion, spends some of the year direct, some of the year retrograde. Uranus is about the maverick. It is the awakener of information, the awakener of truth. It is that lightning bolt that cracks down, okay, this is the truth. It is that sudden urge to go out and make something happen that is radically different than what you have done before. So, Mercury conjunct Uranus. Mercury is in Taurus, conjunct Uranus in Taurus, which has been ongoing since 2018. And when Uranus moved into Taurus, I discovered astrology. Mercury and Uranus coming into a conjunction. So this is a time where you may have radical ideas, brand new ideas that are out of the box, that are innovative, sudden flashes of insights, sudden truth from relationships. What has to change? Maybe you feel the urge to communicate whatever it is on your mind and speak, really speak your truth. And you feel a sense of empowerment and courage to do so. Because that could be one way that this shows up for you. As there may be unexpected interactions that you may have with people, new people, listening and learning from people from many walks of life, and learning from them, unexpected news. So Uranus is the higher mind. It is new, revolutionary thought. It's very related to science and technology. So those are huge areas. Because Uranus rules science, rules astrology, so many different things like that. Awakening the genius within you. Maybe inventing something or innovating something. I have this new wacky idea that's super unique, and let's actually make this happen, because Mercury and Uranus are both in Taurus, which is an earth sign. Permission to have these ideas and to speak them and to express yourself honestly and transparently, and to act on those new ideas that you have. And it's a highly charged energy. You may feel more buzzy, more energized, more, alive, and you want stimulation, and you want, that kind of, that buzz kind of feeling. So that's, another way where you're sort of tapping your foot, waiting, when you get bored, you do certain things to keep you from getting bored. So this isn't a particular, around this time at this conjunction, it's not a time to be bored and get stuck in the same old things. And, it's a time to try something new, learn something new, etc. So that's one aspect. And then in others, we have Jupiter sextiling Saturn. Um, actually, the Sun and Moon will form a T-square to Saturn, which has been in Pisces. It's going to go retrograde later this month. Um, Sun square Saturn, conflict with, self-expression, expressing your individuality, expressing your ego. There may be hard, difficult things which require hard work, determination, commitment, diligence in order to get those done. And it may feel kind of confining. And the moon squaring Saturn maybe deals with not emotional freedom, or more where you are sort of more sober, I want to say, in terms of your emotions, holding them inside of yourself, not really, freely expressing, or you find more, of rationale with your emotions. You feel them, but the high road of Moon square Saturn in my mind is, how can we act and respond to those emotions in a practical way, in a constructive way? Like, let's do something about what we're feeling. Let's just state what we're feeling instead of just, really, just at worst make a scene about it. That's one way. That's one downside of how expressing our emotions can go to the low road. It may be hard to feel those feelings or those emotions. There may be conflict between your emotions and your rational mind, or you may feel, the repression of emotions. Now, I believe that I have Moon squaring Saturn in my natal birth chart. My Moon's in Libra, my Saturn is in Cancer, and I think that's in my natal birth chart. So, moving on to another aspect, Jupiter sextile Saturn. So Jupiter is in Taurus, Saturn's in Pisces. They're two signs apart from each other, Earth and water, so they would sextile. So Jupiter is an uninhibited energy. It's an energy of joy, as I said before, optimism. It's fun, freedom. It just wants to make everything bigger. It is about letting your hair down, releasing, being carefree, and forming your own, ideas, your own visions, way of viewing the world. And, it brings those blessings also. So there's several aspects to the energy of Jupiter. So, you're free, you're having fun, you're broadening your horizons, but with caution, but with good judgment. You're not going to get carried away or swept away. You have, a lot of grounding and footing on the ground, where you have this goal in this project, and how can you actually practically manifest it? How can you see this through? How can you persist through this? Put in the work, the time, and be patient, and be willing to put in that effort, and then it will eventually pay off. So your efforts will pay off around this time. A great time to learn something new and really commit to what you're learning, to achieve something with the optimism of Jupiter combined with the seriousness and ambition of the Saturn energy. So yeah, grandiose ideas, an optimism, but you have your footing in reality. Pisces rules the feet, that part of the body. Saturn is in Pisces. Saturn's been in Pisces since March 7th of this year, so taking care of your feet, really having your feet on the ground, putting your feet on the earth, grounding, anything to do with grounding, um, you know, um, doing something that stabilizes you, um, anything like that would be great at this time. Just getting something done, getting something off the ground. And so, yeah, hard work really pays off. And Saturn is an energy that demands that you step up to the plate and do that work. And that work may mean releasing beliefs that you may need to release, and maybe finding new perspective, a new outlook on life that's more positive, more hopeful, and it leads you towards greater wisdom and fulfillment. So I hope that you enjoyed this video on this full moon coming up. Please like this, share this with anyone if you think that anyone would enjoy this, or they would be curious about this. Consider subscribing to the channel for more astrology videos like this. I do videos like this every week, every Saturday, or around that point. I do an astrology forecast for a new moon or full moon, a planet moving to a certain sign. And then on Sundays, I do a general astrology video where I'm currently doing a series through the North Node and South Node. I'm moving through the different sign polarities, and I'm exploring the characteristics, qualities, themes, and traits of those placements, what they mean for you if you have those placements in the natal chart or in the birth chart in general. But enjoy this full moon. Bye, everybody.